The big question from the financial markets perspective is, will the U.S. consumer return to its status as the locomotive for global growth? And I personally am quite skeptical about that. The epigram I use is the baby boom has lost about 25 to 30% of its net worth on the eve of its retirement. And it's unlikely to go back to the kind of borrowing and spending behavior that it had in the past. That means a very, very different shape to the nature of our economic recovery, both its local domestic manifestations and its geographic location. What will replace the U.S. consumer? It's obvious to me we really only have one path for that, which is innovation. The transition from a consumption-led to a savings and investment-led society, and the associated innovation. The good news is that there's enormous strength in innovative sectors of our economy. As the housing sector, the consumer sector, et cetera, have been struggling, technology companies in the United States and around the world have been investing aggressively. And you see some of the manifestations in the consumer economy, whether it's things like the Kindle or the iPhones. But there's also a massive amount of manifestations that was in the industrial economy, things like virtualization, cloud computing, which we can talk about. But the big issue is going to be now, I think, to look forward and create the economic, political, and social conditions under which that innovation can be an engine of growth to replace the consumer. Something which folks in this town have not yet begun to focus on. I think it's going to be very, very important to pivot to. And the final point, but it's there. And the final point, if you're a global investor thinking about economic activity all around the world, there are very big issues today associated with the future of the rates for the dollar and interest rates, given the massive amount of deficit spending that's occurring in this country, the massive amount of savings that continues to build up outside the United States, and the need to pivot at some point to fiscal responsibility in order to be able to sustain our lifestyles means that the implications for the value of the dollar and potential increases in interest rates to finance all this stuff is very, very much on everybody's minds. And it makes global investors very wary about investing in dollars or in dollar-based economies.